sit down. This is not structured. It's not very well. It is a little bit, but don't let this be something that is so I don't know, staunch, if you will. It's not necessarily something that's so proper, even though like we're dressed a little bit nicer, I guess. But this is not something that we're just we're trying to, so serious. This is actually going to be fun. I really wanted the opportunity to pick their brain as students, kind of get some feedback from what they're going through in this busy season, what can be this chaotic season. And so this is really just an impromptu opportunity on Thursdays at 12 o'clock for you to tune in, for you to hang out with us, and hopefully if these guys are speaking on your behalf, and maybe you say, well, Pastor Weston, I don't necessarily agree with that, then why don't you DM us and you let us know what you think, and then maybe we can get you on the talk show, okay? So that's really what this is. So let me introduce to you our guests today. This right here to my left, this is Austin Stanford. He is an incredible football player at St. Ed's. Are you a junior?
I'm a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. He looks like a grown man, okay? He's a sophomore at St. Ed's. Miracle Grow, that's how it always works. Right here we have Bailey Trishelle. She is a junior at Eunice High. And then over here to my far left, we have Brett Saunier. He graduated Eunice High from, last year? Last year. So, and now he's one of our SUM students. So all of these are students that are in school at some level, at some degree, earning an education, academics. And so we just wanted to give them an opportunity to really tell us about, what's going on in their life, what they're dealing with, what they're going through. And so we're going to have 3 segments today. We're not going to take too much of your time, 30 minutes max. And if we start getting over that level, then we're going to have somebody wave their hands at us and say, hey, you're going too far. This is too much. But we're going to have 3 segments. The first segment is what we're going to call sermon segment. And then we're going to talk about timely talks. And then we're going to have what we call RUD. All right, we're going to end the conversation with RUD. What are you doing? RUD. All right, I know these are like stupid simple, but the first question is really about Wednesday's sermon. Okay, we talked about church in the wild, this new profound idea that church has become way different than what we're used to and what's considered normal, I guess. And yesterday I talked about how when Jesus was tempted in the desert, right, in the wilderness, in the wild, he really was, he was weak physically, but he was nowhere near weak spiritually. And I really compared the devil coming at him in that comparison to us and what we're going through and what we're seeing. Have you guys felt that like you're being tempted more, tried more, attacked even more in this season than y'all ever have before? Is that true? Yeah. Tell me about
it. Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I don't know. For me, I was really kind of looking forward to being able to sleep in a lot later. And I've been waking up a lot earlier than usual at like 7 o'clock. And I find myself just thinking about like, now I started school over here at SUM, and it's really not that stressful, but I just overreact, and I just get a bunch of anxiety about schoolwork.
Yeah.
So like I've caught myself being, I guess because I'm not preoccupied with like going out and being with other people.
Sure.
I've caught myself being like lonelier and full of anxiety about dumb stuff that shouldn't really affect me. But that's just me. That's the negative side.
And dude, I think that really speaks for a lot of us. How many students, how many of you guys are feeling that same way? Feeling like more than ever you're lonely, you're by yourself, you have more time to yourself. I know for our home, like my little girls have 2 working parents. I wonder how many students, how many teenagers have 2 working parents that are out working all day, and you're stuck at home doing what? You know, so I wonder, man, how many other teenagers are relating to that? That's good, man.
Yeah.
So what do we do to combat that? What do we do to help out with that?
If I knew, no, I haven't quite gotten like a hold of it yet,
Yeah.
or like found like a routine yet.
Sure.
It's obviously gonna come because I love routines, and I'm pretty good at making them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Today, everything was kind of different. I woke up really early, and I put on a sermon from a guy that I've never seen before, like just some random pastor that I found on YouTube. And I think that started my day off a lot better because he was just a funny pastor, you know.
Sure.
But he dove into like the like God being a loving, but also a very demanding God, like a jealous God, as
Sure.
it says in the Bible. And it was just good to start my day off with God, not with TikTok or like
Yeah.
Instagram, or go and look at my bank account that's running
Sure.
dry because I can't work. But that started my day off a lot better. So I
Yeah.
think that really put me in a great mood.
That's good. What about you guys? What are you feeling? What have you been almost attacked with or burdened with in the last couple weeks?
It's just okay. My answer is gonna be different
Okay.
because I
Sure.
don't feel like
Sure.
okay. Just because I'm out of school and I have so much free time. It's just so nice. Like I'm just living right now because I don't have to go to school. I can go do whatever I want. Like not whatever I want. Obviously, there's so many constrictions.
There's no
Because
rules.
everything's closed. But like it's just I've been having a good time. Not
Yeah.
being at school, having my work at home, I get it done, then the rest of the day is free. I love it.
Cool. Austin, what you feel, man?
I kind of feel the same way as Bailey,
Okay.
but there's
Sorry,
a
Brett.
downside.
Yeah.
There is a downside though,
Okay.
because like you said yesterday, the screen time is way up since
Yeah.
we're not in school, and
Yeah.
extra curricular activities are not going on right now, and just a lot of free time on our hands. And I just find myself when I'm not busy, just spending time on screens, you know, and I could be doing a lot of other things. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Man, and to me, like I think a lot of us do that same thing. We go through almost different routines, different rituals, filling our time with whatever, you know, whatever is in front of us at the time. You know, we could, you know, have some of the same feelings. I feel lonely. I feel like I'm by myself. I feel like things are up in the air. But
Yeah.
then again, you can have the very opposite. I feel great. You know, everything. Like I know. Like mine. Some of you may feel the same way. It's like day to day. You know, it's kind of back and forth. It's almost like one day is better than the other. You
Yeah.
know, it's almost like we get to a place to where it's, I don't know, like we can have this fulfillment, right? Maybe one day like everything goes right. You wake up and you listen to an incredible sermon. You're feeding yourself spiritually. You're reading your word, and then all of a sudden the next day you have something that stresses you out. Like you look at your bank account and it just sets your whole day in a whirlwind. And all of a sudden it's like, man, God, what do I do? You know? And that is to me, taking a look at this series that we're going to be going through for this month. This is Church in the Wild. It's new. It's fresh. This is not something that Jesus had really done before, or that we even read about up until this point when we started reading the Gospels. This was a new story, right? This was fresh for Jesus. Not only had we not read anything like this up until this point, but Jesus was never tempted like this up until this point. So this is a newfound territory. This is uncharted waters for us. And I feel like literally day by day, step by step, we got to take it. You know, we got to take it one step at a time. And I think that you guys are doing a great job. I know you guys are doing an incredible job. And listen, don't do life alone, right? I know a lot of parents are saying, hey, I want you at home. You're not going anywhere. And I know that for a lot of us, that could probably be pretty frustrating. But at the same time, if that's the case, then make do with what you have. Make do with what you can do, with what you're allowed to do. and I promise you, it'll get better. All right, but you have to be the agent for change. You can't just leave it up to happenstance or coincidence that something's gonna take place or something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Do you have something to add?
I don't know. That just fit in with like the freedom group thing
Yeah.
that we've been working on. How it says.
Join a freedom small group.
Yeah, they're great. But
on Zoom.
yeah. But like in the freedom curriculum, there's this one chapter specifically where it talks a lot about your feelings shouldn't guide your actions, but your actions guide your feelings. Yeah. And so if you put yourself and you wake up in the morning and you force a smile on your face and you're just like, you know what, today's gonna be a good day. Or today I'm not gonna feel lonely, I'm gonna go walk outside, I'm gonna go FaceTime my friends, I'm gonna do a Zoom
that's good.
small group, I'm gonna do that, then your feelings will follow. And I've tried it and it works. So I mean, take it from me if you really need to. But yeah, that's just something that fit in.
I like it. I like it. Next, we're going to talk about timely talks. Timely talks, and this segment is really all about just talking about what's going on in the times, right? What's going on in our community, in our city. And Bailey has something that she's really been dying to share.
No.
Explain what's going on, Bailey,
Okay.
in our city.
So, let me know in the comments if y'all have seen this or y'all know anything about it. So, me and my grandma were walking. We were just walking around her neighborhood one day, and my little brother and my little cousin were with me. They can testify. And we see this, like, little white, fuzzy, stringy looking stuff floating all over the air. and like it fall on the ground, but it was not spider webs.
It's cobwebs.
It's not.
It is
It's not
cobwebs.
spider webs.
Yes.
It's not.
Explain to us what you think
What
it
do
is.
Okay, so we get back into her house and we're just chilling, and then my grandma was like, Bailey, look what I just read. KTC or some news thing posted an article about planes flying over Eunice and Opelousas, and supposedly we're dropping some little white things.
Oh.
So
Conspiracy theory.
So yeah,
Well,
that's
what do
my
you-
daily dose.
What do you
That's
think
what.
those little white things are?
I don't know.
What is the plane? What are the planes dropping
white
out of
things.
the air?
Yeah, like,
what
what's
are
the
the little
purpose?
white things that?
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Please leave in the
Let us
comments
know.
below
What do you think?
what you think is
if y'all heard
falling
about
from
it.
the sky. Apparently.
They were all over in the driveway, everywhere, all in the grass, everywhere. It's not cobwebs.
I don't.
It's something suspicious that's going on, and y'all need to pay attention.
This guy. So.
This guy.
So really, I don't know about y'all, but right now, like, toilet paper is a big need in this day and age. But like, for whatever reason, I cannot find our type of bread that we use, and it's getting on my nerves. Like, yesterday I went to Sean Pond's, and don't crucify me for saying it weird. Champagne's. We went to Champagne's over there on Maple Road. But watch it, like, this is what's crazy to me. I can't find wheat bread anywhere, but all we can find is Evangeline bread. And I know Evangeline bread is very good, but it is not good for my love handles, okay? Thank you very much, okay? So if anybody knows where I can find some golden whole wheat bread, it would be wonderful.
That's so funny.
I don't know why is it, I mean, obviously Evangeline bread, it's around here, but like, you would think that would be the first to go because it's so good.
Everyone likes it. I love it.
What?
I take it.
But
Brett
there's
loves
so
bread.
much of that left. I don't know where is it coming
I
from?
don't know. That's weird. You know how like all the bread went away, like
Yeah.
all of it
Right.
at once. Maybe they restocked the most popular one first. I don't know.
That's a good theory.
Maybe my little white things are them just giving me a bunch of bread like manna.
It's manna from heaven.
Manna. Next
Problem
next
solved.
week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this is manna, and Bailey is gonna eat one of
Yes.
his white floating.
No way.
It's definitely not.
Guys,
Oh
like,
my
look, this
gosh.
is just weird.
Something that I would like to talk about in timely talks
Timely talks.
is I went on a little afternoon stroll with some friends and
Like a walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I passed this house. It wasn't my neighborhood, but I passed this house and I looked in the window, and there was the creepiest little stuffed black bear looking through the window.
You were
And-
bear hunting?
No, I wasn't. So I stumbled upon it and I was like, this is weird. Like I was like, why are they doing this? And then I passed the window up and in every other window of every other house there were more bears. And I was with Micah and Bailey and they explained to me like the bear hunt that they bring kids on, and I just think that's really creepy. Like
I think it's cute.
that's cute for the kids, but
That's so cute.
they look creepy.
Why? I mean, all of a sudden, like, people are bear hunting. So this is a big thing that's going on in our community. People are, going around bear hunting, looking for stuffed bears. And yesterday, Pastor Chris actually posted our midweek experience video, just telling people everything and everything that's going on. And of course, he had a little stuffed bear. But yeah, I find it interesting that some of you are setting these things up in your homes, and people like Brett and his friends are going up to your window, looking in your house.
It's just Brett.
And he says,
Not his friends.
he says that it's creepy that you're setting it up. But I would even pose to you that it's creepy that people are going up to
Listen.
windows looking at these bears. This is a little strange, y'all. I don't know what to think about.
Well, I guess it's like an antecedent. I mean, but
Oh my God.
yeah.
So I guess that goes into our next segment, in what we call RUD. What are you doing? So apparently you're many of you are bear hunting. If you can actually get out of your house, what are you guys doing? What are some of the things that you're doing for fun? What are some of the things that you guys are doing to stay connected to Jesus? Obviously, listening to podcasts, YouTubes. Tell me, what are some of the things that you guys are doing?
So, I don't know why, but randomly, I have been waking up at like 4 o'clock a.m. and cannot go back to sleep. And but it's been going on for like
Bless you,
3
child.
days, and I'm not even tired. Like, I've been up since 4, and I'm not even tired right now, and that's
I'm
really
not even
weird.
tired. Like, I'm not even.
But no, like, it's really weird for me, y'all, because I love to sleep
She
late.
does.
I love
She
to
does,
sleep
because
late.
she shows up on time a lot.
Yeah, so anyway, I've been waking up at 4. My body don't want to sleep, so I'm just like, okay, what can I do?
What time are you going to bed at night?
Like 11.
Oh my gosh. Okay, continue. Sorry.
But yeah, so I get a little bit of hours of sleep, but then maybe it's God waking me up.
Maybe it's got.
Because
So what do you do whenever you wake up at 4 o'clock?
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It's such a good time to read because it's just my whole house is quiet, and it's just like this
Oh,
morning, like I
yeah.
journaled a little bit, I read a lot, and it was just really good having those
Cool.
few hours just to spend time with God. It was really nice.
Yeah, that is cool.
Austin, what are you doing?
Well, I am coming here quite often. Just work on everything,
Many of you have probably seen Austin playing guitar,
Yes.
or playing drums, or playing some sort of instrument. He's also been serving in our media department a lot, setting up lights and media, which you guys see on the screens. And so he has been a very, very busy man. In fact, his mom actually wants him out of the house. And so-
No.
We love you, Miss Taylor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's been keeping me busy.
Yeah.
But at home, I just, keeping up with the Fearless U version.
Oh, that
So,
is a good
yeah.
devotional. Yeah.
Fear is a lie. Yeah,
Fearless,
that's a,
Yeah.
that's the one.
U version is
Yeah.
what is the Devo we're actually going through as a youth ministry. And so, I mean, if you haven't started that, listen, it's not too late. I mean, literally, it's a 14-day devotion, which I know is kind of long, but you got plenty of time. Don't even be acting like you ain't got no time, okay? So, yeah, what else are you doing, man? Stay busy.
Just got a lot of work around the house. Old
So-
dad's finding me a lot to do.
Some daddy dues. Some
Yeah.
daddy dues. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What about you, Brett? What are you doing to stay busy, man?
So starting SUM over here, they have this thing called a prayer journal, and it's like an assignment, but it's still like a very intimate, personal thing with you and God. And I really like it. You get or at least I have a physical journal and like pen and paper, and the instructions for the assignment are like, when you're reading through the Bible and like scripture points out to you, meditate on whatever scripture it is, write it down, and just ask God like what He's trying to speak to you through that. Why is it still in your head? So that's something I've been doing. I really like that, and I think it's very insightful, and that God will reveal a lot to me. at least through that. So yeah, I like that a lot. I like to bathe a lot.
You say bathe or
Yeah.
bathe?
Bathe.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
He likes.
like to.
Like to be clean.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness is a very
It's important right
is
now.
a very very
Yeah.
big deal these days.
Yeah, it is.
Junior hires, make sure. I know when we go to camp, it's always
Axe spray.
axe spray
Yeah.
is not
It's horrible.
clarified as a bath.
No.
Okay.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, no.
So you like to
I
bathe?
do. I just like to.
How many times a day do you bathe?
Sometimes, if it's a really boring day and I stay inside often, I'll do it like 3 times.
You stay inside and you still bathe?
What?
Like if I go outside, like that's when I feel disgusting.
I don't know what else to do, and I'm not hungry, and so I don't want to force myself to eat. So I'm like, what else could I
Bathe.
do? And so I just bathe.
Wait, your shower's
Go
broken.
bathe.
My shower's broken, so I have to bathe in my mom's bathroom.
I actually know somebody. I'm not gonna mention who they are because I didn't ask permission. But I knew somebody that had a bathtub and never set up the shower when they built their house. So literally, all they would do is take baths.
Yeah.
Like they had the opportunity to make a shower, had the tools, had the willpower, even had the time, but yet never put it together to make a shower. So they just took baths. I was like, I couldn't do it. I am a shower person.
Yeah. Sitting in your own filth is disgusting.
Okay.
I love
it's
baths.
not gross.
I mean,
I don't
Okay,
know.
so we're taking baths a lot.
Yeah.
This conversation has gotten way.
Sorry, I just want to hear.
I like
Tune in next time on
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
we
funny.
were swimming and tanning before we had to like stay to our own house. We
Oh,
were
yeah.
having a lot of fun.
You can tan at your own house.
Yeah, I have been, but Brett or nobody else has been coming over.
I can't.
They stay home.
No one's allowed. Mixed bathing is not of God. And no, I'm kidding.
What?
Oh.
Took a turn. We
Okay,
were talking
so
about
no,
swimming.
so mixed bathing is for those of you who don't know, and obviously you
All of us.
younger minds, they used to call when you were swimming with mixed genders, so people of the opposite sex, they would actually consider that mixed bathing. That's what they called that
Oh.
back in the gap. Yeah,
That sounds like
That's
a gross
really.
term.
Yeah, that's just an odd.
yeah, that's why we don't.
I would feel
we
weird
don't
getting
talk
into
about
You
it.
say
Say
that.
Yeah, we don't say that anymore.
I'm
That's
just
why
on
it's
mixed
died.
bathing.
Yeah,
It's on a mixed
bath at
bath.
the party.
No.
Mom,
Ew.
please let me go.
So now that we've gotten totally off topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I do want to take the time. Thank y'all for coming today, hanging out. Next week we'll have a different shift of students. We'll have a different variety every week. Very thankful for these 3. Very influential in our youth ministry. They're complete cut-ups, very silly, goofy, but fun, loving, and really cool to hang out with. So if you have any questions, comments, DM us, or you can info at Eunice Church, Weston at Eunice Church. You can email us. We'd love to connect with you. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, New Hope Students, and then make sure, obviously, right here on IG, make sure that you're following newhope.students. We'd love to connect with you and get to know you a little bit better. Thank you, guys. You had something to say? No? All right. No? Yes?
Are we gonna ask like students to come up?
Students do what?
Like to come up?
Yeah. No, we'll reach out.
Y'all
We'll touch
come
base.
in.
Yeah, y'all come on.
Y'all
Yeah,
come
if
on.
you can, but don't be crazy with it.
Don't
But
get sick.
hey, we love you guys. Y'all wave goodbye.
Love y'all.
Thank y'all for joining us, hanging out. Hopefully you've enjoyed this time just to chill, hang out, and we look forward to connecting with you next time.